All right, let's talk some Detroit Pistons. Let's look at this mock trade for Arsar Thompson to the Detroit Pistons for, Giannis to the Detroit Pistons for Arsar Thompson and some. I think I probably cooked the trade up when I did the video just in my mind. Um, Now looking at the salaries and all that and said probably this is what it's probably cost to get him. So Giannis, you sent Asar Thompson, Jay Ivey, Tobias Harris, a 26, 28, 30, 32nd first round unprotected picks. So that's 26, 28, 30, 32 every 2 years, probably some type of league rule. Honestly, I would do it. I would do it expeditiously. It might cost you a Sasser. It might even cost you a Ron Hollins in there as well too. But hey, honestly, if you had to take out a SAR and put in take out Jay Ivey, put in Ron Hollins, I wouldn't be mad at that neither. I'm not saying, but Ivy, if they would take Ivy, I wouldn't knock it. They also looking to get rid of Miles Turner, Bobby Porter, some of them other guys in there as well too. So, honestly, I think it's a good deal. Honestly, if I can get a shooter, I can get a Bobby Portis too in the deal, throw a little bit some extra in the deal. But let me pull up the Detroit Pistons roster real quick. So, to really dig into it instead of going off my brain right now. So, right now, Chaz Lanier, Ron Hollins, Javonte Green, Dennis Jenkins, Sasser, Paul Reed, Isaiah Stewart, Tobias Harris, Asar Thompson, Duncan Robinson, Jay Ivey, Jalen Duren, Kay Cunningham. So when we looking at it, like really, you probably want to keep Duncan. You probably want to, keep Stewart, but some of these other guys, Karis LeVert, I'm giving them some time to warm up. Javonte can shoot. Dennis Jenkins could shoot. And then you got to ask yourself, obviously Marcus Sasser through two regimes, it really hasn't worked. I don't know who will want him, but Chaz Lanier, you got to say, how fast can we get Chaz Lanier up to speed? If the question is not right now, really you want to probably keep Ron, who's kind of been a disappointment this year, but so be it. But it's still early. I'm not really holding it against him. Still a big Ron fan. But if I can get that deal, I'll do it. But honestly, I would look to trade for another shooter, maybe a Klay Thompson, maybe maybe somebody in that ballpark. I don't know what's going on with Klay, but somebody can really shoot it, defend it a little bit. But obviously you have to remember you got to pay Jay Ivey and whatever that is. He looks good right now, so I understand that comment by Traven Chris. Don't trade Ivy because he's kind of like he's looking like he's still explosive. He's looking pretty solid in my opinion. So yeah, he looking solid in my opinion still. So I understand the thing about not trading him. I wholeheartedly agree with he look, but hey, if I had to, it is what it is. We'll figure it out. But Giannis being at your power forward position, you need more shooting at that point. Then you need more shooting. You don't have a stretch five with Jalen Duren. But yeah, you need more shooting. So that's just the thing about it. So you want to make sure you probably get somebody else that can actually really flat out, really stretch that floor and shoot it. You got Duncan Robinson and all those guys. It'd be nice if Malik Beasley can kind of come back in. That'd be perfect. I'm pretty sure he played in Milwaukee. He's familiar with Giannis. But I think ultimately they want to get Giannis into the New York Knicks. They want to get him to Miami or somewhere like that because what's so funny about it that I can remember reading that his family went back to Greece. They left Milwaukee, went back to Greece. So what Windhorst is saying that he'd been asked for a trade. And shout out to him for like really keeping it on the low as long as possible. They said he'd been asked for a trade, and that made a lot of sense because his wife and children went back to Greece. They probably didn't want that. I don't know if it get cold in Greece. They probably didn't want that cold, being that cold shit in Milwaukee. So in reality, New York is a little bit different, and New York is not for everybody. A lot of people, a lot of these girls watch Sex in the City growing up, or a lot of these dudes, they see, New York, you can make it big there, but it's not for the faint of heart. It's very crammed in. It's they throw their trash on the curb. People aren't so polite. There's no disrespect to them. It's always loud. The city is different. It's definitely lit, But if you ain't really a city type of person, it's gonna take a lot of adjusting to get used to. It's expensive, and if you really don't have a really elite high paying job, you better have a hustle. You better have a hustle. So it's a tourist city and all of that, but for him, obviously, he has an elite paying job. You know what I'm saying? So, but his wife, like wherever they live at, maybe they won't live so deep into the city where they gotta deal with the traffic and some. That's why a lot of people you see from New York, they get some money, they buy a house in Jersey. You know, they buy a house in Jersey. So yeah, it ain't really for everybody. Miami, shit, it's cool. I don't think Miami got the. Some people complain about the food and all that stuff, but Miami is, it's not really for me. But people love the weather, the beaches and all that type stuff. So yeah, so I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. But I don't know, man. Detroit may not be for him. It may be a good fit for him. Who knows? But for this trade, I think most of us are in sync is that we would do this. We gonna say F them picks. We would do this. So most of us gonna be like, yeah, oh buddy, oh yellow gotta go. And we love Asar Thompson, but this would be a deal that you'd be like, hey man, gotta holler at you later because Asar and Giannis in the same lineup, that's a shooting deficiency anyway. But I don't think in a million years that Giannis is coming to Detroit, not right now in his prime. Maybe while he limping and he in this decline. But yeah, I don't see him really, um, going up there and doing that, man. So you know, so yeah, but yeah, I don't see that happening. But ultimately, but if this is there, I'll do it. But you got to see, he done a lot for the franchise. He bought a title to the franchise, the whole nine. So I'm pretty sure they probably gonna try to get him some favor and sending him where he want to go. But also they got to do what's best for the team. So 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 they got to do what's best for the team. So we'll see what happens. Hit the link in the description. Follow me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support. Follow me on X, Facebook, Instagram, my other channels. Everything is in this link tree. I appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. And would you do this? All those picks, I assume, are first round picks, and they're unprotected. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let me know.